sure. No, we're not in the right order. This always happens. I always mess it up. But that's okay. I'll get us there.
All of us for drinks.
Brett is always in the right spot, and Zerk is always in the right spot, but everybody else...
Dude, I know.
Yeah.
We're the best ones.
Otherwise, I think we're good to go, so...
Okay, cool. I'll do a little recap of last session. Yeah, so obviously last session was our first session, and we started the campaign with characters in various different areas, some of them already in the carnival, just right outside, or traveling to. We started with Domino Faust on a wagon. Faust, sorry. Yeah. In a caravan that was closely approaching the carnival. You did arrive, but not before meeting a small tabaxi-like creature, kind of annoying her human male companion, which was Kaylin's character, Makit, with the golden eyes. And you two made your way to the carnival and started to approach the ticket booth when you were accosted by a small, sketchy-looking character who goes by the name of Roma, which was Kyle's character. And you guys entered in through some shenanigans at the ticket booth, finding that some mysterious benefactor had already purchased you a ticket for each one of you. Not really... You did inquire into the name of this benefactor, but the goblin at the front of the ticket booth, manning the ticket booth, said that the individual wished to remain anonymous. So you guys headed in and were quickly greeted by a spectacular performance that went quite well by Tyler's character, Nico, a satyr, who performed for the early kind of crowd of the Witchlight Carnival and successfully bewitched the crowd into getting a slightly larger tip than he's possibly used to. After which you all kind of grouped up tentatively and headed down to the south end of the carnival. A Witchlight hand telling Domino that the individual he's looking for from the flyer that he arrived at the carnival with for employment, possible employment, it goes by the name of Magic Roslov, who was in a kind of quiet park area down to the south. You guys went down there and quickly found him, just as Dan's character, a very acrobatic monk type, was helping a carnival goer get off of the top of a large mushroom tree. The individual seemed to get stuck there by some mishap with the bubble pop teapot attraction, but Cade was able to get them down to safety and introduce himself to at least Domino. We ended the session with Domino and Cade together, starting to talk to Madrick about Domino's possible employment at the carnival as a tarot card reader / performer. And with the other three individuals, Makit, Roma, Nico, and Makit's kind of guide or companion, Merton, kind of doing a few of the lesser games at the carnival, specifically the Outstare the Cyclops attraction right next to the Rig Toss attraction. Does anyone have any questions? Need any refreshers? I think I've added all of the items to y'all's inventory that you got last session. There wasn't many of them, but
did we add the jar of spit to Keith's inventory?
Yes, I did. you did win at the Outstare the Cyclops attraction, and you did get a prize, which was a vial of Fomorian spit, and you graciously gave it to Makit.
Do not drink.
Yes.
I do have a question. So you said that the Big Top, we saw some stuff about the Big Top starting at midnight. So around what time would you say it is now? I know dusk just happened not too long ago, sundown, but
Right. So it is still like within the first hour at the carnival, and the Big Top happens 4 hours in, so you guys still have several hours before the Big Top starts. So it's probably 8-ish, right?
No, I need to know exactly what time it is.
Yeah, we've
I
got the
need you
clock
to
on the
tell
map.
me.
I think there's
Well,
a feat for that actually.
There is.
Yeah.
Well, the Big Top happens, as you know. You saw the satyr with like the candy, the
Right.
candy
the pan
canes
flute.
type horns, and the little the parade of mice behind him. You did announce that it happens at midnight, so it would be around 8 o'clock right now. You've got about 4, maybe a little less.
Real quick, Tyler, can you say something?
Yeah, can you hear me? Am I quiet?
Yeah, I was just checking the stream audio. You seem okay. Just want to see who was loud and who wasn't.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I changed it a bit from last time, so I should be a little bit louder. But if not, let me know. I'll fix stuff.
Okay.
Merton, was it?
Merton, yes.
Well, I must say I appreciate the delicious apple here. What is it you said that you played? You mentioned you were a musician after all.
Yes, I just play the lute. Yes.
The lute. A fine instrument indeed. Well,
Yes, when I can find establishments that are willing to take me. Thankfully, since I met Makit, she's much more interesting than me in both personality and demeanor. Been quite easier since we started traveling together.
the two of you are a bit of a troupe then.
In travel, not performance. Yes.
Interesting.
Well, I do play an instrument.
Oh.
Yes.
That is.
I am somewhat okay at the lyre. And she just pulls out a tiny little lyre.
Oh, I almost forgot. I'm gonna switch this over to icons.
Yeah, sounds good. The session is officially starting, everyone. Goodbye.
Yeah.
A lyre.
I love the idea of how teeny that lyre probably is on Makit. Or is it like
Yeah.
big for
3/4
Makit,
scale.
or is it like just a smaller lyre?
I choose to believe that she would just have a tiny lyre, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. Excellent.
Well, Well, perhaps, you should go on the road together. 2 instruments are always better than 1. I almost wish I had a partner myself. Fills out the sound, you know?
Yes, I mean, and at this point, again, the charmed effect has worn off of Merton. he was infatuated with you before, but he still seemed to genuinely enjoy your performance from before. And he says, "Yes, well, perhaps we could head towards the feasting orchard. I believe that's where impromptu or ad hoc performances generally happen, where food and drink is being consumed. But given that it's a carnival, you just performed in the street. If we wanted to try a trio performance, we certainly could.
Ooh. This idea intrigues me.
Are you due to perform again at a certain time?
Well, I may come back and check on the cards. No rush, no rush. I like to float around a bit here in the Witchlight. Only comes once every few years, after all. But I may work a bit more, after all. That is what I'm here for.
Have you been to the carnival before?
Every once in a while, every time it comes, I try to make an appearance at the very least. It is quite lucrative, after all.
I believe it only comes around once every close to near a decade.
Yes, I've been probably twice before.
Oh. That's a lot more than many folk have the opportunity to.
I enjoy the energy here.
Right. Well, should we? He looks down at you, McKee. Did you want to try this game, or did you want to go back and find that other person you were interested in? And he kind of points at the ring tossed doll that you're right in front of.
I think I am done with games. You know I don't like losing.
All right. Well, you can't win if you don't try.
I'd rather not try anymore today.
Oh, you have one bad go at staring with a cyclops and you're done with games for the entire day? The last month of travel is wasted, gone?
No. I think I'll come back to it later. I want to see what's up with that teapot and maybe get some food before we go to the big top and watch whatever's happening there.
Sure. Are you coming with us? Roma, was it?
Did you not hear me talk to the ticket giver? Did you not hear me mention my name previously? It is Roma, so thank you for remembering. Also, yes, I would like to see other parts of the carnival, please. But I have other things I'm looking for here. I was wondering if we could maybe stop and take a look at those two on the way.
Of course. I don't have any plans.
Oh yes, it's two against one, my friend.
I wasn't objecting.
You would be wise not to object.
I mean, did you see how she threatened the Cyclops?
Yes. What is it that you want to go and take a look at?
I need to speak with a fortune teller here.
Okay, I'm sure there's one around here.
I have heard many stories that there are the best fortune tellers at the traveling carnival.
Is that it? You said there was multiple things? Two?
No, the fortune teller is at the top of the list, please.
Of course.
As soon as, whatever, afterwards maybe we could eat or something. I'm not complaining. But...
Sure. Alright, well, which way would you like to head?
Are you asking me or Mikit or
the
song guy?
Anyone. I'm really just along for the ride.
The song guy.
Yes, song man. Where is the nearest fortune teller?
I'm sure if we ask around, somebody could point us in the right direction. After all, fortune telling is quite the lucrative trade here. I'm sure there are more than one.
They make money from telling fortunes.
Yeah, many of them do.
That seems wrong.
Well,
Boy, you're gonna hate my character.
People pay good money to know their future.
Someone who trades coin for something so important. I don't know. Either way, I don't have any money, but I would still like to speak to the fortune teller.
We can ask a carnival hand, and I'm sure they can point us in the right direction.
Can we see anybody just like looking around here? Like, I don't know how close we are to the teapot. Like, I know that some
There's
of those
this
guys were
guy.
there.
Yeah, just with a quick glance, you look around, and there's a lot of people around. It's a very clustered fairground. There are already people, that seem to be watching you from the side do the Outstare the Cyclops attraction, and there are already people starting to crowd that area. You do see several carnival hands walking down the fairway, and a few of them just standing around. It seems like for the attraction stalls and not so much the food stalls, there seems to be one or two carnival hands just kind of stationed just to kind of like monitor and help anything and anyone that gets stuck or with anything that goes wrong. And yeah, you do see the individual that kind of had to approach and calm Roma down as she was confronting the Cyclops for a piece of confetti hitting her eye while she attempted the challenge.
Right.
I'm picturing Jesse Eisenberg from Adventureland. I don't know if I can sell that. Pretty good movie.
Well, Roma,
yeah, go on,
perhaps you ask around. That gentleman there perhaps knows one.
Roma looks over begrudgingly at the teenage. It's a teenager. Am I able to discern if this is a teen?
No, it is not a teenager. It is a full-grown adult.
It's an adult working
Yes.
at a carnival? All right.
Yes.
Roma stares pityingly at the adult carnival. And before I go over and ask this person, was there like a previous thread where we were heading to was there an event about to start, Zerk? Am I correct on that?
The main event that happens at a specific time that you know of right now is the Big Top Extravaganza, which happens in like 4 hours.
Okay,
So you
cool.
still have a while.
I just wanted to double check I wasn't derailing the party to go talk to a guy.
Right.
Yeah, Roma turns and is like, you're right, yeah, I should definitely just go ask a worker. There's nothing nerve-wracking about that. Makit. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, would you like to help me ask the strange adult over there?
Yes. You seem worried, so I can go ask for you.
No, I would. Why would I be worried? Please, let's go.
Okay.
Roma's like walking. She's like marching, like a really dramatic way.
Okay.
Mickey is just kind of casually, kind of like half skipping.
Okay. As you guys head over to talk to a carnival ham, we'll go back to Domino and Cade as they are beginning their conversation with Madrick about Domino's employment. You are sitting down on a bench with Madrick, and he has taken the flyer from you, and so he kind of takes the flyer and sets it kind of like on the bench on his other side, compared to where you are, Domino, and takes his cane and rests both of his hands at the top of it and kind of like puts it out in front of him for support. And he says, "So, you're a card reader, a fortune teller? What is it specifically that's your craft?"
Yes, well, my family grew up exclusively on tarot readings and sharing and people's past, presents, and futures. But I mean, I've learned to kind of progress that just any type of divination I can offer an individual. Really, a lot of the times the people come to me already looking for something to be answered, and I try and help them come to that conclusion as best as possible.
And you said you're interested in full-time employment with the carnival, or just for the evening?
I certainly would be happy to implore a full-time position, if it were to come to that.
Well, it all depends on what you want and how you can perform.
Yes, of course. Of course,
Operate-
naturally.
Fortunately, we already have a booth set up that was manned by an individual that dabbled in the same arts that it sounds you do. He left us one way or another in our last location. It didn't end up returning by the time that we were departing that realm, so here we are. His stall is still set up on the north side of the fairgrounds. I'm sure Cade can lead you here. And like I said before, it'll be a small. I'll certainly head there with you or meet you there, and you can set up your tools and your craft, and just perform for a few fairgoers. And based on their response, if you do well, we'll offer you employment for whatever term that you deem you want.
Of course, yes, I'd be happy to perform and show you my family's teachings. Yes, please.
In terms of compensation, the fair owners do pay all staff a living wage. All food and housing is covered by the fair. We do ask that staff members never leave the fairgrounds for more than a day. If you do and fail to return within a day, the owners see that as the same as resignation, and we will assume your position will need to be filled. And of course, if you're on duty, you will need to wear the butterfly wings so that you can be distinguished from by fairgoers of whether or not you're on duty or not. And of course, if you wish to work longer hours, your pay will be compensated as such. But the nitty-gritty we can get into, assuming you enjoy the stall and the fairgoers enjoy your act.
Mm-hmm. That all sounds wonderful. Thank you.
Cade?
Mr. Rosloff.
Do you remember which stall it is? Up on the north end near the carousel?
I believe I've passed there a time or two, yes.
Yes, big, tall, blue cone-like roof with a crown around its top. It'll be empty.
Oh,
Just
yes.
See Mr. Faust there, and perhaps...
It's near the standing stones, if I recall.
Yes. See him there whenever he likes, and just I'll meet you there eventually. And
well, I've not to do until my big top act later, so I could always have send Beowin for you once Mr. Faust is established.
Oh yes, lovely Beowin. Yes, Mr. Faust, if you've performed by the time I've arrived, then you can just do another quick act when I'm there, so I can vouch for you to the carnival owners, and all will be well.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Ruslov. I'll be happy to show off as many times as needed, as you might, to prove my worth.
Of course. But for now, I'm going to mull here for a little bit longer. I suspect the carnival's going to get even fuller as the night goes on, as more individuals arrive, and what little peace and quiet I can get here before it starts filling up, I'm going to enjoy before then, if you don't mind.
Of course, I'll take Mr. Faust now to his setup.
All right. Well, I will see you soon, and good luck, Mr. Faust.
Thank you again.
At this point, he kind of nods to you, and he takes the pamphlet that you gave him and kind of stuffs it in his right side pocket. Just kind of takes a deep breath and like leans back in the bench and kind of closes his eyes. And you kind of stand up, and you're free to do whatever you want.
Cade will motion to Domino back towards the flower arch on the way out. It's this way, Mr. Faust. And then as Domino begins to walk, Cade turns around and quickly whispers down to Mr. Rosloff, "Are you sure about this guy? We've seen a lot of his type, you know. I've only been with the carnival for just a few months. Or at least what feels like months, a couple years, but are you sure about him?"
Without opening his eyes, Mr. Rosloff will kind of smirk as he hears you, and he'll kind of whisper back, we get all sorts of types around here. I wouldn't be too worried, Mr. Kelsang. It'll work out one way or another.
Very well, Mr. Rosloff. You know I trust your judgment. And then Cade will just hurry up the extra couple of steps to catch back up shoulder to shoulder with Domino.
I'll sling my bag over my shoulder and follow Cade.
Okay, we'll go back to the other three as you guys exit the flower arch. Roma and Makit, you two are approaching this Witchlight hand.
Yeah, Makit will go up to him and I guess tap his arm.
Okay. Let's see. So it doesn't seem like this individual, again, a kind of pale blue-skinned tiefling with decorated horns, and kind of like, you're not quite sure if they're permanent tattoos or body paint, but he seems to have colorful body paint kind of like splattered across his torso. He's not wearing like a top that completely covers his torso. He's wearing kind of like an open chest vest, and he does have the butterfly wings that weirdly kind of sparkle with this like prismatic shine compared to all the wings that the fairgoers are wearing. Perhaps a way to signify that he's a staff member rather than, fairgoer. And he doesn't seem to see you as you approach, so he kind of jumps and is startled as you tap him, and he looks down and he goes, "Oh, I didn't see you. Do you need help, or are you lost?"
We're not lost, but we're looking for a fortune teller.
Ah, a fortune teller. Well, if you're looking for a fortune teller, you should probably head to the north end of the fairgrounds. Unfortunately, I think the position is unfilled at the moment, but as positions are unfilled, we quickly try to fill them. So perhaps management has found someone to fill the role, and if they have, they would be there. So, do you need me to mark on your map or something where you need to go? Are you with someone?
Yes, please.
Are you with her? And he kind of...
Yes, I am with her.
Okay.
Hello. Yes,
Hello.
hello. Please mark here on the map. And I
yes.
just want to talk to the fortune teller for no particular reason.
Did you enjoy the outstare the Cyclops attraction after you calmed down?
You mean after he stopped cheating? Yes, after he stopped cheating, I absolutely enjoyed it.
Ma'am, no one cheats at the carnival. This is a place of fun and entertainment. There's no invisible force causing you to lose. As he takes the map from you, Makit, and takes out a small, what looks like colored piece of chalk from one of his pockets and begins scribbling on it very quickly. And he hands it back to you. And you see that, here, I'll go ahead and circle this on the map up here. This is basically change this to a better color here.
Oh, I see it. It's like a yellow. There we go. That
Yeah,
helps.
there you go. He kind of circles in that general area. He says, it's a small stall with a blue top, encircled by a crown. If someone's manning it, then that's where your fortune teller will be.
Okay, but it could just be an empty building.
It could, unfortunately. I think, Roma is that the last teller left us for one reason or another, but
It's interesting. I've heard the fortune tellers of the carnival are quite good.
yes, I mean, all the attractions at the carnival are quite good.
Sure, I agree. And you listen. You don't have to keep selling me on the carnival. I'm already here. I get it. You don't cheat. The attractions are great. Anyway, so the last fortune teller, right? I heard he was pretty good.
He was quite spectacular.
So why did this is between you and me. Do you know why he left? Like, what is, where he might be?
He will lean down and give you a sly look and get close to your ear, and he says, I heard he was burnt up by a fire elemental at our last place of performance. And kind of pulls back a little bit and gives you like creepy wide eyes and kind of like bounces his eyebrows a few times at you.
Psyching you out. Yeah.
Bro, I don't need to insight check to know that guy's telling the truth.
Nikki next to you just shivers and she's like, "Ooh, so creepy."
Roma gulps and shivers as well.
And he pulls back and he says, but probably he just got bored of the carnival or wanted to move on to different things. The staff are not bound here in any way, and you're free to terminate your employment whenever you like. Would you ever want to work for the carnival someday?
I heard that your carnival, they trade futures for coin.
Pardon me? I don't know what you mean.
Your fortune teller, he takes coin for his fortunes?
No, he just stamps your ticket.
Yes, but hold on. Wait, hold on. But you take coin for the ticket.
Well, yes.
Alright. I'm done. Makit, let us leave. I'm done talking to the corporate shill.
I almost spit out my beer. Oh my goodness.
All right, we'll have a fun time at the carnival. As you walk away.
As we walk away, I turn to Makit and go, time to go.
Nikki just keeps giggling. She thinks this is hilarious.
Customer's always right.
The most curmudgeon-y furbulk I've ever met.
Yeah, not very sunny for some reason.
So, where are you guys wanting to head? Are you wanting to check out anything that's near you, or are you wanting to head straight there?
Maybe if we pass something on the way, worth checking out.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll look when they show me the map. I'll kind of say, "Oh, I know the one. It's right by my wagon." It's back the same
It'd be
way,
easy to
so-
find then.
Indeed.
Okay. All right. Are you heading kind of down around, or you want to go left and up?
Y'all want to go the way we haven't come yet, just so we can see what else is here? I'll point out that it's a big circle, so if we... Yeah.
I think
Yeah, that sounds good.
yeah, as we go, I think Roma's still a little charmed by the carnival.
Okay. All right. So you all head upwards, and you see several things. I'll just go ahead and list them out as you head up, and you can tell me if you want to stop at any of them. You see several food stands. You see a food stand that seems to be selling some sort of blue frosted cupcakes. You see a floral type food stall that's advertising fairy bell nectar and pixie tarts, and you see one final food stand that is selling what look like sugar glazed button mushrooms, which look like little like mushroom sized tarts that are like decoratively and colorfully decorated in some sort of sugar glaze to make them look kind of multicolored. You also see several large attractions on your right. You pass what looks like kind of a miniature carnival inside of the carnival, and you come to find that it's called the Pixie Kingdom, and straight across the causeway on the left side you see these massive grandstands with people riding snails around a racetrack. This is
Amazing.
the snail racing attraction.
Oh my gosh.
That's so cool.
How
Okay.
fast are they going?
They are going abnormally fast for snails.
Okay, I was hoping.
I want to
Yeah.
reshape my entire character to be a snail tamer.
Yeah, I didn't know this was
Oh
possible.
my god.
So,
Can we talk about this rock underneath the snail racing attraction?
I don't know, dude.
They've been all over the place. The whole entryway was just like rolls.
Hey.
Oh my goodness. That's
So
hilarious.
I'll give you some quick descriptions for these. So the snail racing, you see the grandstands next to this race course are filled with cheering fairgoers, ringing bells, swinging rattles, and waving flags. On the starting line, you see 8 giant snails are having their shells scrubbed by pixies. Above the circular course, a wooden gantry hangs from the branches of a central tree where 2 goblins officiate the proceedings, and you can hear kind of their booming voices, kind of amplified by magic, kind of talk about each snail, and kind of just are hyping up the crowd for the race that is presumably soon to start. So let's see. The Pixie Kingdom. On the right, you see a copse of oak trees shelters a miniaturized fairground. So, like I said, it's kind of a mini fair inside of the fair. At its heart, you see a hamster who runs inside a tiny Ferris wheel encircled by minuscule wagons and candy stalls. A pixie sits cross-legged in the hollow of a tree at the entrance to this realm. If you guys walk past that, you can see a pretty large tent to the north, kind of a three-peaked tent, much like the Big Top, but not quite as big as the Big Top. And you see a large plaque on the front of this tent, advertising it as the Hall of Illusions.
So, if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me, any of you, but I figure we're just getting a lay of the land here and then maybe come back to these. But if any of y'all want to stop in any of them now, that's fine too.
I think Mickey is interested in the attractions, but yeah, she would want to just get Roma to her destination first.
Cool.
You would definitely know that, again, the carnival runs till sunrise, so, and it just started essentially.
Right.
You guys have maybe been here for 30 minutes, so you guys have a while if you want to like walk around and peruse and stuff.
Nice.
Though
Yeah.
the anticipation of how long you've been traveling, Mekheet, is definitely eating at you.
doing our little scouting run, our little lap, you know.
You also see, sorry, one more thing. You see a minor attraction, kind of like the Outstare, the Cyclops, and the Ring Toss. You see a smaller booth attraction that is called Guess the Number of Feathers. And you see, kind of out in front of it, a large cage that is caging a group of cockatrices. Yeah. So, and there seems to be a small gnomish man standing on a stool, trying to lure people in to the attraction.
Nice. Okay.
Wait, what does the man look like outside the cockatrice thing?
He's just a small gnomish man. He's actually wearing a colorful like tuxedo suit and a small top hat. He has a miniature-sized cane, and he has a strange like it's almost like a blonde or bleached like handlebar mustache. He seems very he seems very dressed for the occasion.
Yeah, bro, this is some enticing stuff.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah. Like,
Damn, bro.
yeah.
let's find your fortune teller first, and then we can come back. There's so many attractions here I want to try.
2 feet move forward, 6 more behind. Who knows what fortunes they find?
How long is that going to keep up?
I don't know about you, McKee, but I stop when he says that. I stop dead in the tracks.
Yeah, Nico just like isn't looking, and runs into Roma. His mandolin kind of like makes a little.
All right. So
Breathtaking.
I will I will go ahead and assume that you guys, since you haven't said otherwise, are going to just head up and like kind of mentally check all the things that you are wanting to see. Oh, I also forgot to mention the giant mystery mine that is right to the south of you.
Oh.
Mystery mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you see a large kind of like wooden platform with a large spire jutting up from the center of it. It's a very embellished and decorated like representation of an eye, and there's a circular like rail cart track that goes around this platform, and on 2 ends of it there seems to be, from what you could tell, natural stone formations coming up from the earth, and on one of them there's a large embellished like visage of a dragon's mouth that the cart goes into, and you see carts of people slowly going into the mouth and then almost instantly coming out the disjointed opening on the other side, and their faces look to be a mix of like fear, excitement, and entertainment, as they seem to have gone through some sort of exciting ordeal inside that you have no way of seeing.
It's
Right.
a mystery.
Yeah.
It is
It's a
indeed.
mystery.
But we'll go ahead and say that you guys head up, unless anyone wants to stop. Cade, are you leading Domino just straight up to the north, like around the other way?
Cade.
Is muted.
You're muted.
Yep, classic.
Love to see it.
During this time, I would assume that we would have either already gotten up there or be just ahead of them, depending on what's better for you. The way you
Yeah.
picture it, Zerk.
Yeah.
If I have time to set up, that'd be great.
Yeah. So these things are kind of happening simultaneously. So real quick though, as you guys leave this fairground area, Domino, I want you to make a perception check before you cross through the floral arc.
Yeah, why did Domino cross the road?
Hey, that's pretty good
Gosh.
perception.
Domino continues to.
+6?
That's what I was just looking at.
I almost had a +9 because I almost picked the feat that made me super perceptive, but I wanted lucky instead.
Dang.
Domino already outperforming Brett's character of
You should-
almost 2 years.
You should name your characters Minus Maximus.
What I do was devote a character thematically to luck and fate, and it worked.
I like that.
Domino, you actually notice something a little strange that catches your eye, and you barely see it before you cross out of the archway and leave the park. And it's just because of a little slight movement that you see. You notice that in this tree, kind of in the corner of this park, there is a large, very healthy, kind of like white oak tree. And you can see amongst its branches and leaves, you see the outline of a small creature, kind of like up in the branches, probably smaller than your torso. And you see it, and you just see it peering down at you.
Inside the park. I'm sorry. Can you ping where it is?
Right here.
Okay.
And you see it has like pale green skin, and it's clothed in what look like raggedy brown clothes. It's very non-fairy, if you will. It very much stands out, but with how disheveled it looks.
Mm-hmm.
And I will go ahead and pop this up right here, and this is what you see peering down at you. In
hate
the
it.
tree.
What the heck is that?
Wow,
Picturing
bro.
like far
This is-
smaller.
This is really early for like the self-insert OC.
Picturing the size of a bird, which I guess that can be the size of some birds, but
And there's a moment where you kind of look at it with your side eye, and a beat passes.
Ew.
And eventually, after a moment of looking at it, it recognizes that you see it, and it hops down a few branches from the tree, hops onto the ground, and scurries through the park kind of fence to the north, out of sight, away from you.
well, look, just have to get used to weird things like this. Domino, you signed up for this at this point.
My precious.
Alrighty, so I will say that you guys went ahead and traveled. You got a little bit ahead of the other group. You got to right about here when you see, and you guys kind of have to get out of the way, because coming down the main fairway in front of Big Top, you see a very large creature begin to crest around this corner of the Big Top and come out into this main area in front of the tent. You see this creature, and I will go ahead and show you a picture of what it looks like. And the other group, you are arriving as you see this creature enter this space, and you hear everyone around gasp in amazement at this individual. Where's it at? So I could show everyone. Yeah, it looks like this. So you see a 12-foot tall walking tree, garland in golden ribbons, march down the thoroughfare. Above it, you see emerald clouds swirl above the tree and rain down golden spinning sycamore seeds.
Yo, that's awesome.
you already see children and adults alike begin to run up and try and catch the seeds before they hit the ground.
Sorry, go.
And as these seeds gently fall, you see a chatty squirrel scamper along the boughs of this tree, handing dandelions to select passerbys. And you can hear that the squirrel can actually speak, though you're not close enough to be handed a dandelion or hear what it's saying.
Domino will kind of be like taken aback by all these visuals, and like this will be like the first time he's kind of impressed with the like fey element of the carnival.
Yeah. And Cade, you would know from your experience, though it be short at the carnival, that this is kind of an opening attraction that happens at the start of the carnival, where it's kind of like a free gift type of event for early fair goers at the carnival.
Would I know the name of this creature?
You would. I will.
Oh, I would.
Yeah.
Yeah, his name's I Would.
No.
He's a robot tree.
I would. He's an animatronic.
You would know. You would know, and possibly have spoken to this individual once or twice before. You know that this is a treant sapling named Northwind, and that her squirrel companion's name is Red.
Nice.
Very cool.
What was the tree's name again?
Northwind.
Northwind. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yo, when are they gonna make tree ants playable? That's my question.
Next expansion.
Maybe they already have. I don't know. I haven't looked into it.
Yeah, but you gotta spec a certain kind of druid to do it.
So the other group, you guys come up on the main thoroughway, kind of at this time that this is starting to happen. So you are able to interact with this as well, or move past it if you want. But you look up and you see just dozens and dozens of small golden seeds raining down from emerald clouds, and a strange squirrel running around and giving fairgoers that are near Northwind dandelions out of a large bundle of dandelions that seem to be nestled in certain parts of Northwind's bows. And Northwind is just, with a deep kind of soothing voice, just saying, "Catch a seed if you want a gift from the Witchlight Carnival. Take a dandelion from Red to make a wish."
Yeah, I'd probably try to catch a seed, just since we're all since we're here. Yeah.
Nikki has already been lost. Like, she's gone. She ran off as soon as she saw that.
In excitement or fear?
Excitement. She's like, hell yeah. She's definitely out there trying to catch some seeds.
Merton looks down to ask you if you want to go and try and catch a seed, but he looks down and you're already gone. Like a classic
there's an outline.
Yeah.
classic cartoony outline and dust cloud. Yeah.
I'm gonna cast guidance on McKee as she runs away to go catch seeds.
Nice.
Okay.
Very wholesome.
So what is that? She can add 2 if she makes a skill check or anything?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah. If McKee, if you're wanting to run up and try and, or really anyone, I'm not quite sure what you're wanting to do, Cade and Domino. And Cade, you would know that you're allowed to partake in the events of the carnival as staff, so you're free to do whatever you like.
It's kind of suspect.
Cade is not too cool to care, but he doesn't, like, the novelty has worn off for him a little bit. So he just kind of stands there and like lilts his head over to Domino. But Beowyn is super excited and she starts flitting about. And she's like, "Oh, Cade, can we get seeds? Can we catch seeds? Oh, Mr. Faust, that's That's North Wind! And Squirrel's name is Red. Yeah, that's Red and Northwind. We love Red and Northwind. And Cade just kind of like rolls his eyes at the bubbly eccentricity of Beowyn.
Domino will be like speaking to Beowyn, be like, I honestly haven't seen anything like this in my life before, and to be honest, I have a little bit of envy that like I came for this job opening, but there's a part of me that really wants to go partake and explore what the carnival has to offer.
Well, we as employees are not barred from partaking, so long as it doesn't interfere with our jobs, really.
Right, yes, of course, but
So
now
if you
I
wanna grab a whirlybird seed from Northwind and Red.
I mean,
Go for
perhaps if I'm able to, as we're here in passing, but I'll be honest, my mind is a little focused on ensuring that I get set up and ready for whatever might be asked of me. So.
Well, if you're worried about what's coming up, then catching a seed may be exactly what you're after.
That's a great point, Mr. Cade. I think I'll choose just that, then. And I'll go and pick up a seed as we're on our way to the spot.
Okay.
Beowyn flits back and forth between Domino and Cade, excited, and she keeps trying to get Cade to catch a seed as well.
Okay. Yeah, it is important to note that the emerald clouds above Northwind are quite large, as Northwind is a very large entity. So you don't need to get particularly close to Northwind to try and catch a seed. But they're kind of falling all around this main area in front of the big top. But if you're interested in getting a dandelion from Red, it doesn't seem like she is straying very far from Northwind herself. So you already see children running up to the base of Northwind, and you can tell that the treant is being very careful not to with her movement, and you see excited children taking dandelions from a small kind of amber furred squirrel.
I'll do the seed from the outer edge, but I don't need to be a late 20s man running to the crowd of children trying to get their flowers. I'll let them have their moments with Red.
Okay, Roma, Nico, and Makit, what are you all doing?
Yeah, I'll try to catch a seed. Why not?
Wondrous.
Nikki is in the crowd of children right now, actively trying to catch seeds.
Throwing bows.
Oh no.
What is Roma doing?
If a seed comes in your Roma, she'll go for it, but she's not running in like Nico and Maki are.
Opens her cloak and a hand flies out.
Yeah. If one's close enough, I'll grab it the way I've grabbed everything else from this.
Okay. Then everyone, since it sounds like everyone's trying to catch a seed, everyone go ahead and make a dexterity check for me.
Ugh.
Makit, you get to add 2 to that as well.
Nice. Look at Makit.
He's into it.
Just an ability check, Dex?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oof. I'm gonna go ahead and use one of my luckies. Wait, it's all the same day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use
Also,
two
a lucky on
luckies.
this.
2 luckies in an hour, in the first hour of the carnival.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I'm not gonna use a lucky on this.
Okay. All right. Nico, Makit, and Cade, you guys, you three are able to. Makit, you're all over it. Your feline senses have kicked into full gear, and you are just pinning down these seeds, and you reach up and grab one. Cade and Nico, you two, it takes one or two attempts. You try and grab a seed, but you misjudge it, and the gust from your grab kind of makes it whirl through the air, so you're kind of having to do this trying to grab it in the air. But you three do eventually nab a seed, and you see it rest in your palm, and it's very warm, and then you actually watch it as it almost dissolves into your palm, and you see the golden energy kind of like spread out in your palm before it dissipates inside of you. So what I will do is for Nico, you actually hear a and you look down and put your hand into your right pocket, and you feel 2 coins, and you take them out of your pocket, and you find 2 gold pieces in your pocket.
That's a lot of gold. Nice.
For Makit, you feel energized somehow more than you were, and you gain a D4, which can be added to one ability check that you make before the next dawn. So basically, while you're at the carnival, you have a D4 stored that you can use to add to any ability check you wish to make.
Oh, hell yeah.
Awesome.
And Cade, you actually feel the 2 gold coins materialize in your pocket as well.
Nice.
That's cool.
Unfortunately, Roma and Domino, Roma, you're still a little nervous. You're in a big crowd at this point, and you're a little short, so a few people are being a little inconsiderate and nabbing a few golden seeds before they get down to your level, and you're unable to nab one in this moment. And Domino, you're just still taken aback. You're a little nervous to show off your child side, if you will, and you completely whiff and get a little embarrassed, and then perhaps don't try again.
I wasn't on a job interview. I'd have words with these kids.
For the 2 individuals that actually approach Northwind, Makit and Nico, you see Red kind of like scamper around the boughs of Northwind once or twice before jumping out onto the ground, running up to your feet, Makit, and you're right next to Nico, and he is holding 2 dandelions, and he kind of squeaks and holds them up to you while standing on his hind legs, and you can hear him say, make a wish! Make a wish!
Makit squeals in delight, and is she grabbing both dandelions or just one?
You can grab whatever you want.
She'll just grab one dandelion.
Okay. She gives you a dandelion, and she takes the other to you, Nico.
Aw.
Indeed.
And as you take it, she scampers back to Northwind to grab more dandelions, and is already very quickly dispersing them to other close guests of the carnival.
Excellent.
And you can look around, and you actually see that everyone that's being handed a dandelion is like taking pause for a moment to think, and then blowing them so that their little fronds fly through the air.
Yeah. Yeah, Nico's gonna like kind of ponder for a moment, and then kind of bite on his lip a little bit, and then take a big breath in and blow on the dandelion.
Okay. You can think of a wish, and as you blow the dandelion, go ahead and write your wish down for me on a piece of paper, and then you can DM me that at the end of the session.
Okay. Cool. Can do.
Makit would also, she would, as she's taking pause, kind of hold the dandelion close to her chest, and then she would close her eyes and blow for a wish as well.
Okay, and you can do the same. Northwind and the crowd that is following her kind of moves past you all, and you can see that she is slowly starting to attempt to make the trip around this South Bend fairway, and is already heading down this way. The large crowd that is following her has done so the area in front of Big Top has kind of dispersed a little bit and made it easier to move wherever you are wanting to go. And you can already see the Calliope, which is a small vehicle with miniature-sized organs that is being helmed by what looks like a baboon, is beginning to move into the main area where it once was when you entered, after being kind of pushed off to the side from Northwind's event, if you will.
Nico is going to take a moment while he's over this way and make sure Choose has has the proper amount of feed and water and all of that. Yeah, he'll go ahead and take the sign off his neck for the moment and just put it prop it up against the wagon.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, shall we go get our fortune told?
Yes, if there is even someone working at the fortune teller booth. You've been here 2 years, music man.
Well, 2 times. Not the entire year. Neither time.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you've been here for quite some time. I was going to ask you about the previous fortune teller.
I don't really deal in fortunes. The whole business is it's just not something I'm typically into. Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I prefer not to know the unknowns.
Yes, that is fair. Sometimes the unknown is not what you want to known.
We'll say while this conversation is happening, unless you're wanting to do anything else, Domino, that
No,
you have.
Oh, sorry.
You two have made your way to the empty stall that the last fortune teller or card reader, you're not really quite sure which it was manning some time ago. You two kind of enter through the back. There is a locked door that Cade unlocks, and it's a small kind of single person stall, Domino, and there's a generous amount of room. There's some interior shelves. It's flamboyantly decorated with colorful streamers and pictures of divine symbols and fortune teller graphic art, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Not graphic as in horror, but painted on the walls and on wooden plaques and stuff. It doesn't seem to be dusty. It seems to be well maintained, and there is kind of a on the front window of the stall. There aren't shutters or anything, but instead there's a drape that you can pull down and latch on the top of the counter to kind of close the stall, if you will, and that is pulled down and drawn. But you are inside, and
I will. I will open up my bag and kind of start unpacking things to set up the front table, and I will lay just a white tablecloth down over the front, and then I'll start taking out a bunch of candles out of the backpack and setting them up around the outskirts of the table. There'll be 3 candles in the center of the table in a row, and then just a bunch of candles for or aesthetics on the sides of it. And just with a bunch of prestidigitation, I'll just like use my fingers to light each one of them.
Okay. Very cool.
As we approach, Nico's got his mandolin out and he goes,
Will I be rich? Will I be famous? Will I die alone? Come one, come all, and know the unknown.
Roma leans over to McKee and goes, probably the last one.
Nikita's just laughing. She thinks this is hilarious.
As you are strumming this little tune, you actually see that the calliope is drawing closer to you, and from it, a merry tune spills forth from an instrument on the back of this brightly painted wagon. You see a monkey wearing a cloak covered with buttons turns a handle at the wagon's rear, sending this music into the air from rows of golden whistles that kind of are arranged to look like an organ. As you watch, you see a goblin dressed as a ladybug toddles up to you, rattling a tin cup, and he goes, "Spare a button, if you please. I'll sew it next to all of these. I offer nothing in its place, besides a smile upon my face." And he's rattling this this tin cup that seems to be filled with, it sounds like coins, but from context clues you could assume it's buttons.
who's he doing this to? All of us, basically?
He came up to Roma.
Get away from me.
Do you say that?
Hey, Cobra.
Yeah. Roman doesn't want to be harassed by a carnival.
Oh, come on, little lady! If not a button, let's have a dance! And he puts down the tin cup and starts dancing in front of you. Come on! And you can already hear a few, you can see a few kids running up and starting to dance around him.
Oh my gosh.
Kid, what do I do? I think he's taunting me.
Okay, well, don't get angry.
I'm not angry.
Okay. He just wants to dance with you. But there are children here that are starting to dance, so maybe we can just run away.
Nope, I'm
And
talking
then-
right to you! Come dance! He's
And
pointing at you, Roma.
As he says that, McKee just grabs Roma's hand and just runs away. It's like, quick, run away! And she starts running off away from the creepy monkey thing. She's like, nope, don't like that.
Okay.
He's a nice monkey with a button cloak.
As we run away, Roma goes, I will never dance with you.
Oh. As you run away, Nico, you see the goblin dressed as a ladybug get a little sad, and you can hear kind of like almost like a violin chord squeal come from the calliope, and the goblin looks at you and says, "What about you? Do you have a button for Marigold or a dance?"
I could probably pop a button off my jacket, and I'll do it. Yeah, Nico will, like, pop a button off his jacket, and then do a little chicken-y, like a chicken dance thing.
You do the chicken dance.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, he's got, like, his neck all craned, and he's just, like, flapping his fake wings.
All right, you tink a button off of your cloak into the tin, and the goblin's face lights up and goes, "Now that's more like I haven't seen that type of dance in all of my days. And he starts to begin to try and mimic you doing the chicken dance. And all these children that are infatuated with this goblin start doing the chicken dance as well.
I thought he was a monkey.
It's the foul prance.
No, there's a monkey operating the wagon that is producing music.
Oh, I see. Okay, I misunderstood.
And then there's a goblin dressed as a ladybug that seems to be also working at the wagon, trying to collect buttons to people.
Harassing the fairgoers.
Like as soon as Nico sees a free moment where like the children are kind of getting into it, he'll try to scurry away nonchalantly.
Okay. Yeah, it's just long enough to where it becomes a little awkward that you're kind of tired of doing the chicken dance, but you do manage to slip away once the goblin and the Calliope move on to other groups of individuals. But yes, you eventually do meet back up with Roma and Makit, who turns out didn't run very far away. Like, it's actually sad how far they ran away. Like,
yeah, I only went like 10 feet. It was.
It's more about sending a message than it is about actually escaping.
Of course.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what would you all like to do?
Nico,
Yes. Yes.
your shirt is missing a button.
Ah, well, not the first button it's missing, actually.
And he like puts his finger through like the collar, like where was formerly a collar button, and now there's just like a finger-sized hole in it.
How many times have you let the ladybug goblin accost you?
Well, no harm, no foul. And he'll do another chicken, like little chicken gesture.
Fine, but when you are buttonless and destitute, do not come to me.
You would be the first person I would come to, actually.
I just told Nico. I just told you. Of all the people to go to, I am not the one. I will mock you for your buttonlessness.
Nico just smiles and continues towards the crown-shaped tent and says, "Right this way, right this way."
Sure. As you approach, you already see a few individuals. There aren't really any individuals milling about the stand. The drape is still pulled down, and no one really saw you two enter from the back. And if they did, they wouldn't necessarily ascertain that as the attraction about to open. But you do approach the fortune teller's tent, and you see that on the front, in the front of the stall, there is a drape pulled down, and on your side of the drape, you can see scrawled across it in like fancy golden cursive font is opening soon.
No, there's no one here. There's no fortune teller at the carnival.
It says opening soon, so there might be one here soon.
And I do want to add, it is a drape, so Domino, you are on the other side, and you can hear this individual being very upset that there is no fortune teller here.
As soon, Makit.
Oh, my mic was.
A day, a week.
I was gonna say, if I'm all set up on the inside and I could hear this, then yeah, should I just? Am I good to just go then?
Do whatever you want. You could
with
totally ghost her if you want.
With a flourish, I'll push open the drape and say, "Oh, I'm very sorry, everyone. But I had a sense that someone out here was looking for some divination. Please, step forward. Who is looking for their fortune?"
Hey, Roma, it was so soon.
That's the guy we just walked in with.
This cheap
Oh,
charlatan.
yes, it's you again. Please, step forward. You'll be my first reading of tonight.
This tipless twit.
Well,
Oh my
please.
Jesus Christ, Nico. I knew I liked you, Nico. I knew you were.
Language.
Well,
Oh,
We're all here for one thing and one thing only, to know what the future might hold for us. So please step forward and let all be known.
Roma's gonna cautiously walk up to the.
All right.
As she walks up, Domino's going to clap, and all of the candles are going to go out. And Roma will just see a deck of black tarot on in front of, in the center of the table in front of Domino, with 3 candles in a row next to them.
Okay.
Now, please remind me, because I apologize if I've forgotten our introductions when we met before, but you are...
My name is Roma Papalamaro.
Roma, please, welcome, and you are the first to be read tonight for your past, your present, your future. Now please, I'm sure you come to me with something in mind, and what I want you to do is hold that thought in your mind, hold that question you looked answered, and perhaps together we can find at least some clarity for you here. Now, please, would you like go with the divination cards, or would you like a specific card, get right to the point? Or do you want to go on an adventure with me and explore your past as well?
Yes.
Yes.
You can tell the past.
I can't tell you exactly what's happened, but I can read from the threads of fate what you might have gone through and how that might have gotten you to where you are today. Do you want to go on this adventure with me, Roma?
Just try, please.
All
Go
right.
now.
And
Start.
Domino will rub his hands together, and Kyle, I'm going to need you to roll a d6. Three. Okay, Domino is going to draw the top card of the deck, and you're going to see that it is the Two of Pentacles.
2 of Pentacles.
Alright, Roma, your first card tonight. Two of Pentacles. And what this is going to represent is your past. And what I want you to do for me is, while we explore these, I want you to think about as I describe these cards and what you have gone through, I want you to think about these feelings that this brings up, and hold on to that until we get to the very end. Now, the Two of Pentacles, this, unfortunately, not the most optimistic card, but for anyone's past, it has a foundation, it has a backstory, and yours has a sense of a loss of balance. Something overwhelmed you in the past, whether one thing in particular or a series of things that just you couldn't get a grasp on it. In the metaphorical terms, you had no hands on the reins of your wagon, and you know that led you at a loss. You were directionless. You weren't sure where to go. And Domino's gonna snap, and one of the candles is going to light. Kyle, roll another d6, please. Two. Domino will draw the next card in the deck, and you will see the Tower reversed. But everyone's past brings us to their present. And for you, that brings us to the Tower. Now, the Tower represent a lot of things. It's security, it's stabilization, it's a healthy life without challenges, but at the same time, that isn't necessarily a good thing. A life without challenges poses no reward. And with this foundation of a perfect lifestyle, eventually that has to end, and that tower is going to topple. It's going to lead to disaster. It's going to lead to a down point. And so your loss of balance, your overwhelmingness that you experienced in your past had a culmination moment, present. That might have led you, it might be the very event that led you here today. But what I want you to know is is even if a tower falls, from it, you can build anew. You can build something stronger with the lessons learned from the first one. You will have greater insight as you walk away from it. And that, Roma, is your present. Whatever has happened in your past may have scarred you, that may have left you the way you were, overwhelmed. Now it's brought you to a point where you realize that, and you're ready to move on to the next point. And he's going to snap again, and the second candle's going to light. Kyle, make one more d6, please.
How's Roma's face look right now? I just like want to look over and see if she's giving anything off, you know.
Roma's face went from sort of a stern suspicion to now she's kind of semi-slack-jawed, and her right hand is drifted up towards her bandaged eye.
Ooh. Okay.
And I forgot to mention this, but Domino's kind of been casting prestidigitation countlessly throughout this whole thing, which is how the candles have been lighting. And after that present card reading, Roma's gonna like feel a little bit of warmth in the air around her.
I'd use counterspell.
I've never had this happen before. Alright, 3. So Domino's gonna pull over one more card. It is the... trying to remember my Roman numerals. 7. The 7 of Wands. And, give me 1 second. Sorry.
Wands, like
All right.
W-A-N-S?
W-A-N-D-S.
Okay.
Wands.
Wands.
Avada Kedavra. Avada Kedavra. You're dead. Alright, Roma, your future, where we've gone to now where we are. The 7 of Wands, and must I say, I had a feeling something like this is going to be drawn for you. The 7 of Wands is just a symbol of perseverance. As I said before, you didn't have hands on the reins of your wagon, now you do. Or at least you're getting there. It's where you're going to be, as this is your future after all. That event, now, you did not come to me with a specific question in mind, but whatever has been vexing you, whatever has been overwhelming you, and as I might say to you personally when I met before, you did give off a bit of shyness, a bit of kind of distance from the world. You wanted to stay in your own realm, and you know, something I from my own insight, assume that something has put those walls up around you. But you know, if you bring those walls down into your future, whatever it was that shadowed over you before, you'll have outcome of it. You will persevere, and from my interactions with you, you are one stubborn individual, and that stubbornness is what is going to ground you, persevere through these troubles. What the 7 of Wands tells me is in your future, whatever it is you look to overcome, you will maintain control once again. And Domino's going to flare his arms out, and sparks of light will kind of like firework off around between the both of them through prestidigitation. And there we have it, Miss Roma. Your past, your present, your future. Through the eyes of fate and all of divination, I hope that I could be a guiding compass towards the answer you seek. And thank you for allowing me to help you on this journey. Now, if I could be so kind, your ticket, please.
He didn't forget.
He did not forget.
Roma acts like she didn't even hear you mention the ticket. And she's still kind of standing there, kind of stunned, with her hand kind of like up by her head.
Domino's gonna like be holding his like flourishy pose that like when he outstretched his hand for the ticket and be like, your ticket, Mr. Roma, please. I must confirm for the rest of the carnival that you have had the eyes of fate look down upon you.
The what of fate?
The eyes of fate.
Where did you get these cards?
Oh, well,
Where are they from?
I mean, these cards are individually assigned to me. My family was was for generations tarot readers, and each of us individually had our own decks. I forget which family member must have passed this down to myself, but it is a deck of cards between my family. But if I may, the cards are not, from what I believe you're inquiring. You want a deck for yourself that might tell you the answers you seek, but it's not the cards that give you the answer. It's the cards that show us a picture to the answer. And I, as a tarot reader, just decipher those images to let you know what the fates have in store for you.
So you can't
And-
tell the future?
Well, I am not. There's a
Where's-
difference between tarot readers and psychics. I am not one that looks into the visuals of the future. I merely read the strands of fate in the universe around us and decipher what they have to tell. Now, again, please, Miss Roma, I do not mean to push you. I do believe I must stamp your ticket now.
So you are guessing.
No, there is no guessing when it comes to divination. Fate is all around us. It just simply requires some tuning to be able to see what is already around us.
Please stop talking in circles. Who showed you how to see the future?
The fate, the gods, whoever you might believe might be the one that sets us all on our paths. Perhaps they were the ones that whispered to me. I've never given a name.
Roma slaps the cards off the counter.
I don't. Oh, did Foundry crash?
You did a minute ago.
Refresh.
Okay. I don't know if prestidigitation can. Oh, actually, wait. Where's my? I'm trying to see. Sorry, I'm reading this class stuff to see what spells I have. Apologize. Everything. Okay, that's unfortunate.
Roma slaps the cards off the counter and slams her other fist into the table and says, "Can you see the future or not? Are you guessing?"
Miss Roma, please, I am not guessing. No one of my profession is guessing. We are reading what we are being told by the universe. The universe has a path for all of us. My job, my talents are merely to read what that is telling me in a way that I can pass that information to you. Think of it like this. There are many languages, yes? You don't know them all, but there are words that exist. And there are some people that know multiple languages, and so if there is a language that you could not understand, you could certainly find someone that could read that language for you and tell you what it means. And I am the same thing about this. The fates, they whisper all around us. They tell us what they have in store for us. And I merely listen to these whispers and translate them into our common tongue. Domino is still reaching out for Roma to hand the ticket over.
Roma, must we harass all of the fair's many?
Can I see Roma's ticket? Is it like is it like sticking out at all?
You could answer that question, Kyle. I don't know where you would have put in it.
I think sticking out. Roma has a lot of like robes and shawls on. It's probably tucked away, but I think either way, Roma's gonna turn around and walk away from the booth now.
Kind of like in a way to trick her. He's gonna be like, Miss Roma, you do have a ticket, correct? It is required to be within the fairgrounds, and unfortunately, if you don't have a ticket, I might need to let the front desk know, but if you don't wish to hand it over to me, I just need to see it, if you could grant me that.
Roma's a few steps away at this point and stops for a second. And when she turns around, she starts striding towards the booth again. And she's kind of saying, almost to herself, who would learn to read the future if they could? Who would learn the fates of those they love?
You say
And
that you're mumbling this to yourself. You're not saying this to me.
It's probably at a volume that you can hear.
Okay.
She's kind of mumbling, but when she gets up to the booth, she just throws the wadded up ticket at you, and then turns around and walks away again.
I won't even unravel the ticket. I'll just pick the ticket up, and while touching it, prestidigitation will cast. And since one of the features is leaving a mark, I'll hand before Roma turns away. I'll just pick it up and hand it back to her. And in that process of touching it, I'll leave the mark.
Okay. So it has been stamped one way or another.
And if she ever looks at it, I can describe what is stamped there, but I'll hand it back to Roma.
No,
Please, you'll
Roma-
need this if she turns around or if she turns it back. Domino will just be like, I do apologize, but you will need this if you wish to continue around the carnival. Please, it is yours after all.
Roma threw the balled up ticket at you, like a wadded up piece of paper, and stormed away. She's not gonna take the ticket back from you.
I'll gesture it towards one of the companions that I saw her come up with.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yes,
Nikki
please.
takes it and she's very confused right now.
Please make sure that finds its appropriate owner again. It will be a shame if she's removed from the fairgrounds for not having it.
Of course.
Yeah, Nico kind of says to Domino, that one's a bit of a firecracker.
At this point, Cade, you hear a familiar voice speak from behind you. Oh, I must have missed it. How did it go? As you turn around and see Madrick is right behind you.
Well, sir, as well you know, having been the proprietor of the Witchlight Carnival for a long, long time, you can never really know how a guest is going to react. But as far as showmanship and craft, Domino here performed as expected. Well,
Wonderful. And the crowd seemed to react positively. Did he remember to stamp the ticket?
yes, he did.
Good. They always seem to forget that. It's wonderful. I'm going to. He pushes past you, and it's a high step for him, but he hikes up onto this kind of like a stage in front of these stands, including yours, and you see Madrick appear in front of you, Domino, from the right side. He goes, "Well, Mr. Faust, Mr. Kelsang here says you did quite the good job."
Thank you. Those are kind words coming from you, and I do appreciate it. And unfortunately, I don't think my first customer was. And Domino's just kind of scratching his cheek. I don't believe my first customer was too appreciative of the fortune. It's a shame. I don't believe it was too negative of a fortune, but I guess something struck a chord with them, and they weren't too pleased. But yes, I certainly hope it went over well.
What are you doing right now, Roma? Have you stormed off out of view, or did you go and are you pouting within eyesight?
Roma kind of stormed off around these trees and is facing away from the fence, in this direction.
Okay. So he says, "Yes, I saw a little lady storm off. Does she have a problem with the fortune, or your methods, or what? I'm curious."
I mean, I've I feel like I've done this a while, and usually I feel pretty good about reading based on the fortune provided from the cards drawn. If it is a good, I mean, sometimes people draw unfortunate cards as fate would have it, but for the most part, her fortune was pretty optimistic. It seemed to have a pretty good resolution, but I don't know. I feel when it was more pessimistic on the first half, describing her past and present, she was kind of enthralled by the whole process. But we reached the end, we reached the conclusion, and it wrapped up fairly nicely. And something just snapped, and she was no longer pleased with me. I think she did grill me a little bit on whether I was directly reading the future or having psychic visions or whatever it might be, and perhaps she was misinterpreting what tarot readers do.
You see him kind of mull something's over in his mind, and you see him glance over his right shoulder in the direction that Roma stormed off in, and goes, "Quite. What about the rest of you?" And he turns around towards Makit and Nico, and there are a few other random individuals mingled among you. What did everyone else think of the performance?
Domino's just looking eagerly.
I think he's a silver-tongued cheat, which gives him all the makings of a good fortune teller.
I thought it was quite good. It was very detailed, and I enjoyed it. It was quite a show.
He turns to you, Nico, and he says, "And what is causing you to think that of Mr. Faust? Was it his performance? Lack of flash?"
Well, it is, of course, the fact that he didn't tip me when I did my performance earlier.
Mr. Rosemaros.
Well,
I would... We have spoken before, sir. I would not expect you to hold it against an individual for not tipping a performance. Are you tipping him?
I have...
If Nico looks over to the table, there will be a empty hat on the corner of the table, and Domino has not worn a hat to this point at all.
Nico's just gonna make. He's just gonna stick his tongue out and make a face at Domino on the side.
He's just gonna half curtsy and smile.
Well, remember, Mr. Rosemaros, the Witchlight Carnival is all about fun and whimsy. There should be a camaraderie between its performers and staff, and those individuals are free to do with their coin whatever they will. I would urge you not to hold it against one for keeping it closer than others.
Well, I can let bygones be bygones if Domino could do the same.
Oh, of course. I mean, I'm happy to meet your acquaintance, and please, I do apologize from the deepest parts of my heart. It was nothing personal at all to your performance whatsoever. I do apologize. I was preoccupied with my first time stepping foot in this carnival and making sure that I come off in the proper ways when approaching from a professional standpoint.
I want to make an insight check.
Okay.
I want to see if he's telling the truth.
Do I need to roll anything?
It was bad anyway.
If you are trying to conceal something, just roll a physical dice and DM me what the roll is.
I'd say it's half and half. It's half it's half a truth, but half him not wanting to spend the money.
Okay. Then roll a deception check then, just in Foundry. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely tell there's some bullshitting in there, but it's not completely It's not complete bullshit, you know.
Okay.
Nico.
He was focused on the job interview, but he also didn't want to give up money.
Yeah. Nico will give him like a discerning eye a bit and say, well, forgive and forget. That's what I always say.
Domino will just nod back. Yes, of course.
At this point, one of the random individuals that was watching the fortune telling, it's a large burly man. He seems to be swaying from side to side, and he's clutching a nearly empty bottle of evening berry wine. And he goes, "Yeah, it was sick, especially the part that he did the sparklies with his fingers." And Magic will go, well, if that doesn't speak volumes for the performance, then I don't know what will. If you can get the drunken masses on your side, then you've basically made it.
In all honesty, Magic, it was quite a show, I must admit.
But, did the little lady that stormed off leave her ticket with you? I managed to catch her throwing something at you before she took off.
Yes, that was her ticket. I wanted to make sure to stamp it before she retreated away from me, but I was able to successfully do that, and I did pass it back to one of her companions, who I hope will return it to her promptly.
Yes, I have it. I can bring it to her.
Good. Good.
Our music cut out. Just
Yeah, it
give
ended.
you a hint.
You just
Yeah.
gotta restart it.
Okay.
Well, Cade.
Yes.
Would you... Well, first off, if Cade is willing to vouch for you, Mr. Faust, then I see no reason to move forward with your application. I will speak on your behalf to the carnival owners and come back with you shortly with their decision. Sometimes they wish to meet their applicants that get a recommendation after their performance by staff in person, but it's not guaranteed. But I will go and speak with them. But in the meantime, I would like you to close the stall for now, I think. It seems like there's someone that you need to track down and set whatever is wrong right. We can't have an individual with such a dour mood running around the carnival.
Mm-hmm.
Cade, if you would do your best to aid them in this endeavor, perhaps help them navigate the carnival a little more efficiently. I know it can be hectic at this time in the evening, but take the ticket and go with them and find that girl and make sure her mood is lightened, if you will, while I go and speak with the owners.
Yes, sir. We'll do what we can.
Shouldn't take too long. You certainly will be more than enough time for you to make your performance at the big top, the strike of midnight.
And please, Mr. Roslov, if there's anything else I can provide for you in the meantime, please just let me know. And again, thank you very much for this opportunity. And he'll do that, put his hands together and do a half bow thing.
Of course. I think, based on your performance, you've got a very good chance of being accepted here into the Witchlight Carnival. But if you're able to lighten the mood of a fairgoer that is down, then that's going to do wonders for your recommendation. So I'll assume it will get done and speak to the owners as such. But, that's all I need from me. If you have any questions about the carnival itself, please direct them to Cade. Other than that, enjoy the carnival and make sure to catch the show at the Big Top at the stroke of midnight. It's not something you're going to want to miss. At this point, Madrick kind of hops off the stage and slowly starts moving past you, Nico. And
Domino will unlight all the candles, kind of push them to the back of the table and close the drape, and pocket his tarot deck.
okay,
After you pick it up off the fucking floor.
Oh, shit, that's right. Yeah, I'm picking up all my cards off the floor.
cool. You all watch Madrick head around the south end of the Big Top and curve around it and head north into the space behind the Big Top and disappear.
Well, Domino, in the spirit of the Witchlight, I've realized that I may have misjudged you. Perhaps
Sorry,
perhaps,
keep going.
perhaps a drink is in order.
Oh, well, I think you just said my favorite combination of words, but please, it's on me as an apology for my lack of entrepreneurism earlier. I was, again, so wrapped up with even thought of becoming part of this carnival that it ran by me as performer to performer. I know what it's like to have someone just enjoy the content you put out in the world and then just look the other way without even hitting that subscribe button. So please, the drinks are on me. I'd be more than happy to raise a glass with you.
Gosh.
Yes, perhaps a follow is in order.
But if you all will, I do believe I just need to remedy one thing first, and I'll look around to see where Roma is.
Yeah, go ahead and make a. Well, I mean, you don't really need a perception check since she's not hiding and hasn't really broken line of sight. You can just see her in the. You look down in the direction to the southwest or southeast. Sorry, in the direction that she stormed off, and you can see her a little ways off, just like kind of by herself, away from most people. In a part of the area that has vegetation that's like fenced off and clearly not an area where people are meant to traverse.
I will head over towards her. And does she watch me walk over to her, or is she kind of like turned away?
No, her back's turned to you guys since she stormed off.
As I approach, excuse me, Miss Roma. I do believe I owe you an apology, and perhaps a little more, if you will, a look behind the curtain at another thing my deck of cards can do, if you will.
Roma turns her head, and you can see her left eye, which is the only eye you can see, is kind of bright red. She kind of wipes her cheek. You do owe me an apology.
Of course, and please, it pains me at the bottom of my heart to see that my fortune might have upset you. Was it the reading itself, or I feel like, I mean, please, don't take this the wrong way, but as far as fortunes usually go for readings, I feel like that was a pretty good one. So I apologize if something along that upset you. You were asking me pretty fondly about just my talent as a tarot reader, and I'm sorry if the answers were not what you were expecting.
It wasn't a fortune. In fact, that wasn't a fortune. That was your cards and some chants and some fancy words.
Well, I'm sorry that the cards might have been disappointing to you. Can I show you something else that they can do? You were asking if the cards can read the future, and while they are as I described, they are a cipher. They can do many other marvelous things. Could I show you?
Yes. You show me something else your cards can do, and I will show you something that I can.
Domino's going to like slowly step forward, like that kind of cautiously approaching like someone you don't know if they're gonna like attack you or not. Draw the top card and just kind of extend his hand out and hand the tarot card over to Roma.
She snatches it.
She snatches the card. Great.
Snatch.
You see, Roma, each of these cards has a meaning and has a specific purpose, and one thing I can do is turn these cards into many tricks. And the card, if Roma looks at the card, she'll see the card, and this actually works so well that it was this card for the spell. The card in her hand is the Fool Major Arcana card, and it's going to flash and kind of like disintegrate into like magic, and like it's gonna like fade away from her hand. And the card is gonna be consumed, and the spell Hideous Laughter is gonna cast on Roma.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
So I don't have the spell in Foundry, but Kyle, you need to roll a DC. Wait. Kyle needs to make a Wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
And I'm still new to Lucky. Can I use Lucky to force a reroll on that saving throw?
Oh, no.
You
No.
No.
you can't? Oh, okay.
No,
I thought
no.
maybe you could, but maybe not.
I would be so mad if Zerk said yes to that. I don't know, Zerk.
No, it's whenever you
Oh, okay.
make a roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
Bro,
you can't force other people to
a
roll.
whole campaign as a halfling, and I never knew that I could use my lucky.
Well, on that note, then Domino's expression is just going to drop, and like he'll see that like Roma isn't affected at all, and his expression is just going to drop and like, well, unfortunately now I'm in a little bit of a pickle because that was supposed to turn your frown upside down, and now I'm kind of standing here.
I mean, you can choose
Eating my
to,
own words.
You can choose to fail it if you want, Kyle. You don't. I mean, you definitely feel as Domino casts the laughter spell, like you feel a bubbling energy rise up in you, but it's up to you whether or not you want to try and resist it or potentially like giggle a little bit.
Roma cocks a half smirk, but isn't gonna give in to the laughter.
It's like the feeling in your cheeks where you're like
I think
trying not to laugh.
Roma pops a smirk, but it's a more of a smirk that the spell failed than it is the spell affecting her in any way.
But that right there is it might not have worked fully, but I think you comprehended that there's more to these cards than just reading fortune. Perhaps if you give me the chance, I can show you some of the other crazy things I can do with these, but I certainly did not intend for you to be sad, and although it may not have worked on you, you seem like someone that might appreciate a good practical joke or prank, and who knows, maybe there might be another opportunity I can show you some of these other cards.
I appreciate you trying to lighten my mood, fortune teller. I've come a long way to the carnival to find a real fortune teller. I did not expect card tricks.
Well, unfortunately, card tricks is a rather, maybe not harsh term, but you know, there is some good with these. These aren't, sure, there might be some that play for tricks. I certainly have in my past, but when it comes down to it, what my family has taught me, the real meaning of reading these cards, fate is not something we can escape, Miss Roma. and I truly believe that with the bottom of my heart. If through these cards, through this booth, through these parlor tricks as you might see them, if I can help share other folks like yourself, even a glimpse of what I can see, then that's all worth it to me. Even disregarding the coin or the other benefits from this, our whole purpose, my family's purpose when they taught me how to do this, was to be able to help people read what was in store. And it's that level of power, if you will, if I may try one more time, I want you to just, if you don't mind, just allow the energy of this card to fall over you, and maybe it might not be directly beneficial at this moment, but I think you're gonna feel that these can help you. This art, this divination can help people for a greater good. And I'll draw one more card and hand it out to Roma. She'll accept it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, this card, same way as the last. This one is going to be... I'll go back. Where was this? This card is going to be the Hierophant card. And it is going to... She'll see, like, a pretty, like, artwork of, like... looks to be, like, a female ruler in front of, worshippers with a big staff. And the card will disintegrate into magic, and the bless spell will fall over her, and she'll feel kind of empowered from that spell.
Okay.
That's badass.
So go ahead and link bless in the chat. Oh wait, no, you can't.
I can't. I don't have any spells.
Yeah, okay, I got it.
Scan the QR code on your tarot card.
Here, I'll paste bless in our chat. I don't think it'll be beneficial in the next minute, but if it does, here's what you get, Kyle.
Whatever. Oh, maybe we'll finally get saving throw.
Maybe. But Miss Roma, this feeling that you now have from this card, like, that is something I want you to understand, is that sure, these cards may be tricks, these cards may be words, but they can also be beneficial. They can also save people. Who knows? I mean, you might not have found what I read for you to your liking, but there are some that come to us tarot readers and walk away whole new direction to take their life. It takes people that may have been derailed and sets them on a path again, and I apologize if your experience upsets you, but there is a greater meaning in some.
I see. Your cards might not exactly tell the future, but I believe that you are using them for good. I apologize for striking your cards all across the floor and making you pick them up.
Oh, there's no apologies needed. I drop those cards 5-6 times a day. And
I was going to say they are quite beat up.
They really are.
They are very worn.
I'd like to say that the majority of this wear and tear is from my family before they were given to me, but knowing how I handle my own assets, it probably was all from me. But please, I don't mean to hold you up from enjoying the rest of your carnival, and there are many wonders to enjoy. Please return, have fun, enjoy yourself.
Yes,
And
I think
I'll gesture back to the group.
I think I will return to my group. Thank you. Domino?
Yes, please. Feel free to
My-
call me Domino.
My name is Roma. And I put out a hand to shake Domino's hand.
I'll shake Roma's hand. Miss Roma, it's been a pleasure. You were the first person to greet me in this carnival, you know. Just outside those gates, and here we are again, meeting again, and you know, to me, it's the direction of fate.
Yes, maybe we have a lot to discuss, Domino. Maybe I can share something about fortunes with you later.
I'd be all ears, Miss Roma. There's only one way to find out, and I'll gesture back to return to the fun.
I'll walk back with Domino.
Nico's been looking over Cade during this whole conversation, and he kind of looks at him and goes, "Peoples are purple as nymphs are blue. What is the name given to you?"
I'm Cade Kelsang.
Pleasure to meet your acquaintance, Cade.
Mickey off in the distance giggles and she said, "How long did it take you to come up with that one?"
On the spot, of course.
Cade extends a hand, and Beowyn flies down his arm and goes, "Yeah, and I'm Beowyn too!" And does kind of like a tittery laugh and spins around Nico and comes back to Cade, and he's like, "Oh, yeah, and this is Beowyn."
Adorable. Yeah.
Cute.
Nico's got a big old grin when he sees Beowyn kind of fly over.
Well, you all take a moment to join up back together, and just as you do, you see more fireworks fly into the air behind the big top and light up the night sky. And this is symbolizing that another hour has passed. So if you look up to the top left, we are 1 hour closer to the big top extravaganza, but at this point you are free to roam the carnival wherever you will, and Cade can act as a great guide for that.
Nice. Yeah, does anybody have a preference for what they want to do? I know we talked about going to the feasting orchard, but we could do that. We could do whatever.
Yeah, we could do any of this stuff. There were a lot of really interesting and weird things going on.
The
Mickey's
carnival
probably-
has, practically innumerable attractions. What sort of mischief do you want to get into?
I'll defer to Nico kind of like gestures toward Makit and toward Roma.
Makit, once Roma starts approaching, Makit will walk up to her and just quietly look at her and be like, "Are you okay?"
Yes, I'm better now, Makita. I apologize for my outburst.
It is okay. Where would you like to go?
I muted myself. I believe Merton's still here, right? Hanging out.
He is, yes.
Okay. Martin, I believe you are hungry? Nakit, you are hungry? I believe? Am I mistaken?
I could eat.
Yeah, the candied apple certainly tied me over, but I'll never say no to some food.
Oh, I can see that, Martin. Look at your little pot belly. Oh, look at you.
Stop, you're making that joke.
Okay, Nico, please, would you guide us to the food place?
Cade knows the grounds this year better than I do, but I can do my best.
And he'll gesture maybe along with Cade to lead up the charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cade's like, yup.
I like this Cade person. Straight to the point.
Cade definitely doesn't waste words.
Uh-huh.
Cool. Yeah, you guys head to the feasting orchard then, under the guide of Cade Kelsang. You pass a lot of things on your way there. You see more food stalls of tree sap lollipops and a vendor for evening berry wine that you saw that other guy getting a little too sauced on. You see another food stall that seems to be selling large, what look like chocolate cookies, and someone yelling that there are Euphorio cookies for sale, which look to be like saucer-sized cookies dusted with particles of fairy dragon euphoria gas, as this
Ew.
kind of
I want some of that.
Did you say euphorios?
Yes, Euphorios.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
This is a notice for the copyright lawyers who listen to this later. That's a Zerk idea, not ours.
There we go. I'll put it in chat. Euphorio
We
cookies.
all open a sponsorship.
Well, my elder mushrooms were just wearing off, so perhaps a Euphoria cookie.
You see smaller stalls of Catch the Dragon by the Tail. You see a platform where people are taking part in a gnome poetry contest. You see a small opening where goblin wrestling is taking place. You see larger attractions. One to the east, the Dragonfly rides, which seems to be being manned and overlooked by Northwind. Some time has passed, so she has gotten around you guys, and you see patrons flying on giant dragonflies through the air and like zipping all around the carnival's north and south. You see a very large decadent carousel in the center of the North Causeway attractions. That's kind of with this kind of sparkling blue river cutting through that area, and you see children and adults alike riding on the carousel, and you eventually get to the outskirts of the Feasting Orchard, which is a very large open area precipiced by another causeway, but instead of flowers there seem to be large decorations that resemble forks, knives, and other strange utensils over here. I'll move y'all this way.
Nice.
And you can already hear music and mirth are beginning to radiate from this park. The heavy scents of flowers, mead, and berry pie waft through the air. Stiltwalkers pluck fruit from trees on the outskirts of the opening. Musicians drum, pipe, and strum, and everywhere there is singing, dancing, and an inordinate amount of custard. There seems to be a very large amount of like custard cupcakes being served as one of the main dishes here, and there are very long lines of wooden tables that are just packed to the brim. But there does seem to be staff handing out drinks and a nice kind of little counter that has a few steps going up to it. And this counter is shaped like a large barrel with a window and a vendor at the front of it, and atop it is a very large representation of a pie with a large slice taken out of it. But there's a ton of people here, and you guys are just on the outskirts, with Cade leading the front, and possibly with some grumbling bellies. I want to stop here because I want to ask. I don't know if I am just doo-doo brain today. Do we usually stop around this time, or do we go for another hour?
I wasn't sure about that either.
It depends kind of on the night. Sometimes we run later, like especially if, like, say, 15 minutes ago we started combat, we'll normally go longer, or some kind of deep lore dive.
Yeah, I just for some reason forgot what our usual end time is.
Yeah, I feel like we normally go, a lot of times go to 10:30, but not always.
Okay, well, what is everyone feeling? Do you want to take a quick break and go longer, or do we want to go ahead and call it here, as you guys are kind of on the outskirts of the Feasting Orchard?
Well,
I'm
I'm
taking a
fine
short
to
break.
put a
Or...
pause here until next sesh. Unless there's
Okay.
cool. Yeah.
but I don't want to, bogart if everybody else wants to keep going. I'm fine, but it just seems like we're at a natural place to
Mhm.
dig in next time, if you will.
I've got a quick question for the DM.
Well, let's figure out what is everybody else feeling. We could do the feasting orchard and then end, or we can just end right now. It's up to y'all.
The feasting orchard might be short, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
let's do a fun feasting orchard side arc.
Is that okay, Dan?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'm
Then
gonna run
let's
to the
go.
bathroom if we're still
Yeah,
going.
let's go ahead and take a 10-minute break, and then we can come back
Cool.
and finish up for the night.
Yeah.
And I'll stick around and answer any questions that you guys want.
I'll switch the stream to our starting soon.
Yeah, let's all go to the lobby.
Yeah, one moment. We'll be back. sounds here.
And we're back.
Boy, am I hungry.
All right, so you guys are standing at the precipice of the feasting orchard again. Very much a outdoor cafeteria scene. There are a ton of people here, and there is a long line in front of the food stall that is sitting at the center of it. It looks, unfortunately, pretty packed. You might have trouble finding a place where all of you can sit together, but you can certainly try and look.
Oh yeah. What's the closest, like... I feel like bullying some people off their benches to get spots to sit.
Rova's gonna be our heavy this campaign, just pushing people around.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
We all think it. She just does it.
Yeah.
Wait,
Okay.
was that a check? Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like most of the tables on the left side of the field are completely packed. It seems like this first table, like at the far end of it, where I'm pinging
I'm
right
back.
now,
Okay.
there seems to be some openings. It doesn't look like it's enough for you, but it looks like the biggest opening that is currently available. So that's probably your best bet in terms of like, it's like an awkward looking for some seats in a crowded movie theater where you want to sit with your girlfriend, but you don't want to neither of you want to sit next to other people, but you just kind of got to take what you can take, you know?
My anxiety is through the roof right now, trying to figure this situation out. Ugh. Let's either get our food or go hold places at some benches. How many people do we have? We have like 7 people.
I'm gonna.
6.
If we can take food to go, we could go back to the booth that I was doing the readings at. Kate, I don't think there was anything wrong with, since the curtains are drawn and the booth's down, if us hanging out inside of it, right?
I suppose not. Just make sure you keep it tidy.
Of course,
The
yes.
booth is barely big enough to have 2 people in it.
Okay. Never mind then.
Come back to my studio apartment.
Yeah, y'all can crash on the couch.
Yeah.
Where I sleep where I eat, and I eat where I play, and I go to the bathroom where I play, and
You're describing Nico's wagon.
We don't need space when the fate is on our side.
I think Roma's going to kind of address Domino and the group and say, I will go hold us seats over here. I will do my best. Please bring me a portion of food from whichever place you choose. The least I could do is to try and find us a seat.
I'm gonna go with her because I think that will be fun to watch.
As much as I want to watch that too, I guess I'll go get us some food then.
Yeah, I'll get in line, in the pie line, or the pie barrel stand.
all right.
What were the
all right.
food options again? Sorry.
The stuff I listed off before were like candy and snack foods. Here there's other like more substantial stuff. Like there's fire cooked chicken and stuff here that is really good. I mean, you can still get the cupcakes and nectar and there's some there are not Euphoria cookies here. It seems like you'll have to go to the stand specifically to get those, but like the candied apples and stuff you could still get here. There just seems to be an abnormally large amount of custard options, like custard cake. Like it's just everywhere. You can see people eating custard cake at every table. Like really weird.
Is there mead?
There is wine.
Perfect.
Yeah, I owe Domino, or I told him I'd buy him a drink. So
Oh, I thought I said drinks were on me, but I mean, hey, if you're buying,
Cade, are you wanting to go with them to stand in line, or are you wanting to go with the two smallest individuals to hold the seats?
Cade will go with the smaller of stature.
Cool.
And Kate just shouts like, "Bring me something with milk or meat."
Okay. So you two go and stand in line. It looks like it's going to take probably anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes to get to the front of the line. So you guys will go into NPC mode as you guys head to the openings, which is right about here. You get here and you see at the end of this table there are indeed, it looks like there are 3 open seats, 2 on one side and 1 on the other of the table, and next to those open seats are a bunch of like disorderly looking patrons. Some of them seem quite intoxicated, dressed in colorful outfits, and they all have the butterfly ears, and they're being rather rambunctious. Like, it's like worst case scenario for you, Roma. Like, you not only need to sit next to people, but these people are like, it'd be one thing if they were nice and quiet, but these people are like the worst type of people to sit next to.
I also ask, like, is it like a group of bros, or is it like a bachelorette party? Like, what's the vibe?
It's definitely a group of party chicks. They're just being very rambunctious, and they're not like, and a few they definitely have a like adventure vibe to them. Like, some of them are ripped, and then some of them are smaller, more dainty, and like have more flowing outfits and whatnot. But it's all very colorful. You know, their outfits seem like the garb of adventurers, but a lot of functionality has been sacrificed for fashion.
shout out to this roving band of party adventure women. This is awesome.
Fashionistas.
Yeah.
What,
Oh, go
what
ahead,
is
sorry.
the plan, Roma?
So all 3 of these people are on like one end, right? So theoretically, if we get them clear, we'll have the seats.
Yeah, you have 3 clear
Okay.
seats. If the rest of the table is basically filled all the way down to the very end. I was just describing the people that would be closest to you.
Roma leans over to Makit. We're going to try to distract these drunken imbeciles.
I like the sound of that.
Yes,
I do have an owl. If we want to use him, he would probably be good here. Maybe he could like scare them or something.
Makit, I love your owl assaulting idea. I love it. That's such a good idea.
You guys say something, Cade?
Yeah, I was just say Beowyn is listening in and she's excited about this plan. And she flits back from not like spying, but just being close by and hearing, and then coming. Oh, Cade, can we use the? So Makit has an owl, and she starts to ramble, and Cade levels a sort of a deadpan stare and looks from Beowyn to Makit and Roma, and then kind of lets a heavy sigh out, and moves down to approach the lady adventurer group.
Okay. As you all are contemplating your plan, and as you move towards these women, Cade, you hear a loud voice, and the other 2 that are standing in line can see that an individual that looks like a staff member has come out from behind the the large food vending stall, and has kind of come out and stood on top of this central platform, and takes a moment to adjust his outfit, and then twirls his fingers, and you see some arcane energy appear at the end of his fingers, and he puts it kind of like underneath his chin, around his neck area, and you hear him shout in an amplified voice, the fairy cake contest's about to begin. Y'all get ready. And he sits down. He says, about 2 or 3 minutes. And then he steps down off the platform and heads back to the back of the food stall. And you all watch him go behind, and you just now notice that there are about a dozen of Witchlight hands behind the scenes, behind this stall where everyone's standing in line, with crates and crates filled with what look like these sparkly, small, fairy custard topped cupcakes, and there seems to be like hundreds of them back there that they're getting into position, ready to dispense upon the crowd.
After the announcement gives Cade pause, he'll still position himself between the the Breakfast Club of Scamps and the adventurers.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
In order to ward off any particularly wild plans to, I don't know, make them be quiet or whatever.
Okay. So are you two sitting down, Roma and Makit?
Yeah, I imagine we're the last two brain cells trying to figure out how to get these people out of the way.
Roma's gonna lean over to one of the drunken patriots next to her and be like, "Oh my goodness, I'm also so drunk. Hello."
You can tell that these individuals don't pay attention to you, because you can tell they just get more rambunctious after the custard eating contest announcement. They're all just like, "Fuck yeah, let's go!" they are now slamming the table and stuff. You're not even quite sure if this individual heard you.
How close is everyone else with the food?
They're about halfway through the line.
Alright, we need to really get rid of these people. I have an idea. I want to create an illusion. I'll turn to the group. What can we distract them with?
Well, they seem really excited about the food that's coming out.
How big of an illusion can you make? Perhaps another table with more food on it? And then they get up from this one, and we're just like, sorry, not sure what you saw, but you moved.
Yes, let's.
Perhaps before you were staff, Domino.
That's a good point.
As you guys start yelling across,
Witchlight Carnival is for everyone.
Witchlight Carnival is for everyone.
At this point, Roma and Makit, since you're trying to like desperately figure out this situation, go ahead and make a perception check, both of you.
No.
Nice.
Okay. You actually hear a snide little snicker somehow through the rambunctious crowd, and you turn and look, and you actually see an individual sitting in a swing that is hanging from this tree, and this tree is a pear tree, and there seems to be a swing coming down from one of its lower branches with a wooden seat, and there's an individual, small, a gnomish individual, a woman with long pointed ears, kind of flowy black hair that's rather short and pulled up in a bun on her back, and she has decorative green emerald, like a leather chest piece with a large collar, and there's green emerald trim that runs down it, and you actually see her holding this very ornate stringed instrument, and you hear her say, as she looks up at you after stickering at you and makes eye contact with both of you, says, "That ain't gonna work on my friends, but I had them holding some seats for you for when you arrived." And you see that she pulls up a hand and snaps, and you hear and you turn around and you see that the women were actually illusions, and they dissipate in midair in a plume of like chromatic, magical, almost like fairy dust. All three of them making enough seats for you all.
Oh,
and
shit.
you see this individual right here, and she looks like this.
Oh my gosh.
The frog.
That is
Froggy!
that is great character art. Oh my goodness.
She said, "I knew y'all would make your way here somehow, but wasn't sure how many you would have, so I managed to keep a few spots actually free for you, and put a few of my cohorts there in a rather rambunctious mood to keep any sane individuals away from stealing your seats."
It was amazing. They were so off-putting.
Yeah, I really saw the fear in your eyes as you were walking up.
Oh my
But
goodness.
go ahead, make yourself comfortable. She kind of just gives you a sly smile and like looks down and strings a few strings on her instrument. Doesn't seem to approach you at all or anything.
Who are you?
To me, my name's Eliwick Tumblestrum.
Oh my
Pleased
god.
to make your acquaintance.
Ellie.
Yeah, I'm writing it.
What?
Ellie Wick Tumblestrum?
Now that you've met her, you can hover her and you'll see her name.
I'm just like, oh no. Spelling.
Dude, let's go.
Oh, I totally spelled this wrong.
Yeah, this is gonna come up on the trivia, and we're all gonna spell it wrong again.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, we forgot to bring that up. But have y'all been enjoying your time at the carnival?
Yes, everything here is so amazing.
Well, good. I knew y'all would get hungry at some point and didn't know how many would come on down, so enjoy yourself. You gonna take part in the cake eating contest?
Hey,
They,
No, I normally don't eat before performance, but something about those fairy cakes. I can't really give enough of them.
I know you've got a few hours until your performance, Kelsang. You'll certainly digest it by then. Why don't you unwind? Just take a load off.
How far are Domino and I through the line?
You guys have gotten to the front and gotten whatever you needed.
Nice.
You're now trying to make it down the few steps up to the vendor without dropping everything.
Excellent. Yeah, I'll as soon as we get back, I'll start handing things out. Of course, I got like a big turkey leg as requested by Makit.
Sure.
a little bit for everyone. Some for Roma, some for Cade. Ah! I didn't see you there. And he looks over at Eliwick. Sorry, we mustn't have gotten enough for one more. My apologies.
Oh, don't worry about it, darling. She kind of waves you off. I've had more than enough.
I'll reach out a hand for introductions for Eliwick and be like, "Good to meet you, Miss Eliwick. My name's Domino. I'm up for the new position for the Tarot Reader here."
Oh, Domino, I heard you did well.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sure the owners will take a liking to you.
I can only hope, but I hope I did a good job, and now I'm just excited to see what the rest of the festival has to offer.
Yeah, well, you got more than enough time, and it's quite the wonder. So it's fortunate that old Madrick didn't have you running your act all night, so you can enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I mean, luckily got right to the punch of it, and did my reading, and now I kind of am off to my own with this lovely gang here.
Yeah.
Roma's stuffing her face with food. If the camera pans over to the gang, Roma's like,
Well, I heard good things about y'all, but I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of metal you're made of with these custards that are about to be coming out.
But who
Is it
are
possible?
you?
I already told you my name.
Yeah,
lady.
but how
Are
do you
you-
know us?
Are you by chance our mysterious benefactor to our tickets?
Oh, yeah. Don't mention it. I managed to get y'all some tickets to find your way into the carnival, but don't worry about nothing but a thing.
Must thank you some way. How might you have known that we were on our way, or us specifically?
You know what? I wouldn't worry about it too much. You know what they say. Little birdie whispered some things in my ear, but I wouldn't fret about it too much. Focus on the good things at hand, and just know that you're the exact right people that need to be exactly where you are. So,
Of course, I apologize. I don't mean to push it. Just consider me curious for being one that purveyor of fate, and somehow you have acquired my name and brought me here. So, matter of curiosity, but yeah, I won't look a shy horse in the mouth. I'm happy to be here, and I'll take any blessings that fall upon me.
of course. But should be starting soon, so hope y'all didn't eat too much. She kind of raises her voice, looking over at you, Roma. Y'all can make it up to me by winning this contest. I'm sure it'll be a sight to behold. And at this point, the man does come out again and says, "All right, it's time to begin." And you can see already several Witchlight hands coming, like 2 or 3 Witchlights, each with a giant crate of these custards to each table. And they actually come to the north side of the table, so closest to you. And they start, take one, pass it down, take one, pass it down, take one, pass it down. And you do the old thing, and she says, "Well, have y'all done this before while they're passing them out?"
Say that I have.
Well, the fairy cake eating contest, I mean.
No.
Well, I
I've
wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry, you seem quite apt to it. The goal is simple, to eat as many cupcakes as you can within 60 seconds. But, don't mind me. I'm just gonna keep swinging and just see how y'all do.
Eat a lot of custard, don't get flustered. Got it.
Yes, exactly. She kind of gives you a sly smile. She has a very mysterious air to her, and she seems I mean, obviously, she seems to have a lot more going on than she's letting on, but she kind of sits back, and the contest is about to begin, and you are all sitting down with a very large supply of fairy cake custard cupcakes at your disposal. Does anyone want to partake in the contest before the proverbial gunshot goes off?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I'll definitely competitive eat some pixie cakes.
Okay. Then let's do this.
I dip the cakes in water, so
Yeah, of course.
like they do with hot dog buns.
Yeah, that's pro strategy.
Alrighty. So, this is how it works. As the contest goes off and the 60 seconds begin, you can eat a cupcake every 3 seconds, and you can safely eat. They're not large cupcakes. They're kind of like mini cupcakes, if you will. And they kind of fizzle in your mouth almost like pop rocks as they go down. It's really weird. It's a really weird sensation. And you can eat. You can safely eat an amount of cupcakes equal to 3 plus your Constitution modifier. So everyone, go ahead and calculate how many that is for you. So 3 plus your Con mod.
All right.
+2.
Yeah, +1. Not great. I don't have Fenlit Con over here. Actually, Fenlit, middle of the road, but. So 3 plus Con mod, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay. Per second, you said?
For 3 seconds.
For 3 seconds,
Oh,
yeah.
every 3 seconds. Okay.
But just tell me what 3 plus your Con mod is. 3
Yes.
for you. Okay.
5 for me.
Nice.
Okay.
That's on brand for Roma. Yeah, mine's 4.
What the fuck does that mean, Tyler?
Well, the way you're housing all of this other food, it just makes
You're
sense.
right.
Akit and Cade, what are yours?
I put mine in
Also
chat.
4.
4.
Nice.
All right. So, Roma is able to eat the safest amount. So, and we can get to 20. So we'll start with we'll get everyone to the same amount, and then we will all do it simultaneously. So Domino, you get the fullest, the fastest. Only 9 seconds in, and you're already feeling the pain. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. For every cupcake you attempt to eat, you will need to do this. Okay, so you successfully
Nice.
eat another one. Go ahead and do it again.
Another saving throw?
Oh.
Ooh.
Oh.
The fourth one goes in with the pain, and you completely don't even let yourself swallow that one before you try for another, and it is just painful. Ooh, you take 8 points of custard damage.
8?
That's a lot of custard damage.
Damn, bro.
Killed me.
Well,
So go ahead. The way we'll track this is we will go ahead and just take that off your health. You're not taking actual damage.
this is custard damage, bro.
It's just for flavor.
It's not your
Get
fault or not Zerk's fault that you choked on the thing with a natty
Yeah.
1.
Okay. Go ahead and try again. Unless you want to stop.
Yeah, you can stop Domino.
But you're not taking actual damage. It's not like you're gonna die from custard damage.
I just took 8 out of my 14 hit points.
Well,
love
it's a
that.
it's a D8, and I rolled the max for your first one. So,
No, Domino's good. He'll stop.
oh, okay. All right. All right, then Nico, Makik, and Cade, you're both at 4, so go ahead and all 3 of you do a con save as well.
Okay.
Domino knows when to stop when he's ahead.
Not great. Oh, nice.
Yo,
Alright.
McKee hanging in.
Nico and Cade.
Oh.
Ooh, Nico and Cade, it is painful. Nico, you take 1 point of custard damage.
Nice.
And Cade, you take 7 points of custard damage. And Makik, you get to 5. Go ahead, Cade and Nico, try again.
Nice.
Alright, Nico, you successfully down 1.
Nice.
Cade, it's painful for you again. You take 1 point of custard damage and go ahead and try again. And tell me if at any point the custard damage reduces you to 0.
Okay.
Okay. You get to 5 as well. So you're all at 5 except for Domino, who has bowed out. So now everyone except Domino, go ahead and try and eat another custard.
This is awesome. Ooh.
Alright, Cade, you take 5 custard damage. Makit, it's painful, you take 3. Nico, you take 7 points of custard damage. And Roma freaking downs another one.
Let's go, Roma.
Alright, keep going.
Oh, no, dude. Ah, nice.
Oops, hold on, I accidentally, for some reason.
Roma saved on the last one, so does she have to roll for the...
Yeah, you have to do it every time
Oh, okay.
that
I
you
gotcha,
try and
gotcha,
eat
gotcha.
past your natural limit.
Cool.
Did we get one from Makit? Jeez.
Oh, McKee, look
Alright,
at
I was.
Yo,
Oh
Okay.
shoot!
2
Okay.
natties. That's
a
great.
Jew is built to eat custard.
Cade, you take 3 points of custard damage, and Roma, you take 2 points of custard damage, while Nico and Makit rush on. Alright, go ahead, you 4.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Yo,
Dude.
Roma sees McKeet putting these down and like focuses up. I'm locked eyes with McKeet right now.
Cade, you are not into these custards. You take another 4 points of custard damage. Roma, you succeed. Makit succeeds. Nico, you take 5 points of custard damage.
Okay. Getting down to the wire here. I cannot believe these freaking rolls from Roma and McKeet. Holy crap.
Yeah, dude,
What?
it's crazy.
A dirty 20?
I had one roll above 10.
The smallest people in the. Alright, go ahead.
Just
I got it.
starving
And,
the feral children.
Oh, nice. Dirty 20.
Cade.
Cade's done.
Oh, Cade. Alright, you see Cade
He's
collapse
choked
on the
on
ground.
too many bites.
Cade is covered in custard and just Cade has fainted.
Awesome.
I'm
Alright.
not knocked out. I choose to stop.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. I see.
Yeah. No. I did not. Not
He's keeping his
overindulge.
dignity.
It's
He's
like-
keeping
now
his dignity.
Daniel wants Cade to do it, but Cade would never.
Get out of here, dude. I can't believe it.
wasting
Literally.
precious criticals on like RP custard eating.
All right. Hold on. Give me a second to catch up here.
Yeah, sorry. We're just out here playing rollies.
Oh my god.
This
Yeah,
is
Alright.
awesome.
Keep going.
That gift though.
How many are we
How's the
up
ref-
to?
Real ones now.
Yeah.
You're nearing the 30-second mark.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know why it's double speed. though.
Nico
How long do we have to eat for?
60 seconds.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Oh shit! Here we go. It's all collapsing.
Ooh, Roma, 8 points of custard damage.
No.
Oh my god, no.
Nico, 1 point of custard damage.
Oh, lucky roll. Okay.
Makit, 8 points of custard damage.
No.
Wow.
What?
Are any of you out?
No.
No.
I'm badly injured.
Keep going.
Does one gain resistance to custard damage?
Custard damage. Let's go. We're
Let's
back.
go. We are in it.
No,
Hold on.
McKee.
Hold on, I'm using my 1d4.
Oh, you're tired.
Wait.
Solid.
It did not
Alright.
help at all.
7 points of custard damage for you, McKeep.
Oh shit, I'm out, or else I'll die.
McKeep passes out covered in custard. It's down to Nico and Roma.
It's like the shampoo scene where they're in the tatami
Yeah, it
funeral
is.
mats. Like, yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
Roma, you take 5 points of custard damage.
Oh my
Got it.
goodness.
Ready, time.
Still going. Barely
You eat
hanging
what?
in there.
You eat well for a musician.
Yeah. Nico's sweat. Like, there's just sweat pouring from his. Okay. Another one. Ah, let's go.
Ooh, alright, keep
Clutch.
going.
No.
Oh no.
Oh no, dude. Oh no.
Roma, you take 5 points of custard damage. Nico, you take 1 point of custard damage.
I got
Lucky
one more.
roll.
Yeah. That's 3 ones I've rolled, so.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the custard damage is critting everyone else.
Nice.
Alright, keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, I took like an 8, 5, 7. Got slammed by the custard.
Nice.
Alright, keep going.
Hang in
We
there.
gotta be
Down in-
almost done.
Yeah, can we? Oh, yeah. Nico looks around. Who is? How many people are still in? If he can see.
Oh, you guys are definitely the last two.
Oh my goodness.
Shit, everyone's looking at us. We're like,
Yeah, dirty 20.
Roma, you take 5 points of custard damage.
Oh, this is gonna get down to the wire, dude.
yeah,
You guys only have time for about 3 more.
3 more.
Go ahead.
Let's do it. All right.
Tubby custard.
Ooh, okay. The third one the third to last one goes down. Go again. Second to last one. Nico, you take 7 points of custard damage.
Nico like has that last cupcake in his mouth and spits it across the table, and he just keels over and falls to the
And
side.
the crowd does a big oh and cheers rain out as Roma, you see your last combatant fall to the ground defeated. You raise your hands in victory as you have successfully downed 14 cupcakes,
Oh my goodness.
and Nico follows with just one less, 13.
Nice.
Oh my
Roma.
god.
Roma jumps up on the table and does a primal scream, and then she eats the 15th cupcake.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
And
my
it goes
God.
down just fine.
One more for the
Oh
fans.
my gosh.
That's amazing.
The man walks up to you and goes, "We have our winner! What's your name, little lady?"
My name is Roma.
Roma! Roma! The crowd is starting to cheer, and he goes, "Never in my day have I seen such a small person eat so many cupcakes so quickly. Here's your prize!" And he pulls out from behind his back a potion of invisibility and gives it to you.
Yo,
Holy
that's
shit.
amazing.
I chug it.
I was really hoping it would be at like $1.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's not a potion of invisibility. It is a cupcake that functions like a potion of invisibility.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Oh my god.
This whole
Nice.
carnival's rigged.
It's yeah. Domino's very mad with him only being able to eat 4 cupcakes. The cupcake is nicely wrapped up, and looks distinctly different. It has some magic weaved into it than the others that you've just downed. But I'll add a cupcake of invisibility to your inventory.
Let's go, dude.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
awesome.
And Roma falls down on the table on her back and falls asleep.
And frickin' Eliwick will go, well, that's not certainly what I expected to happen. I thought some of these bigger fellows would stand more of a chance, but just goes to show you could still be surprised. She looks down at Cade and everyone else who is just like defeated, covered in
got
custard.
His head between his knees, like.
Cade gets the last little bits of crumbs off of him with a couple of wrist flicks, you know, dusting the crumbs off. Well, I'm not actually certain when the last time that child ate.
True.
Well, don't wipe it all off your collar now. Leave some for your little friend on your shoulder.
Well, Beowyn's actually a sprite, not a fairy.
Well, I said friend, not fairy. But it doesn't matter. She must like cupcakes either way.
At the mention of her liking cupcakes and her Beowyn, of course, bubbles up. Oh, yes, I love cupcakes. Love them. I don't know about I love them as much as Roma does. That girl can eat.
Jeez. Yeah, you're definitely right
And then she
about that.
basically dives off of Cade's shoulder into like half a cupcake left on the table.
Well, y'all make sure to pick up your sorely defeated friends and have a fun time at the carnival. Give them some time to rest and digest, but make sure not to miss the Big Top extravaganza. It'll be quite the show.
I can promise that.
And at this point, the crowd begins to kind of disperse. It turns out a lot of people were there for the fairy cake eating contest. There's still a lot of people here, but a good portion of them are starting to file out of the feasting orchard grounds and back into the carnival. And I think that is a perfect place for us to stop the night.
That was awesome.
I'm still adjusting to the vibe of like we're at a carnival and not literally about to die from
Yeah.
like a kaiju worm or like an ancient undead beholder. Like
Yeah. Every corner we go, it's like a giant skeletal
Some of that.
maw. Yeah.
Suspicion about every NPC you meet carrying over from the last campaign.
Yeah.
Are you going to murder us?
Yeah.
No, that was awesome. I love that. Honestly, it couldn't have been anybody else but Roma to win it all.
Very good.
Dude, I can't believe those rolls. I've never seen so many natty
it was
20s.
absolutely packed with 20.
It was wall-to-wall 20s on some of these.
Yeah.
I had to have some way to get them out before the stuff that really matters comes through, you know.
I knew that was your plan all along.
I'm
I
gonna end
cannot believe the cupcake damage.
this. Dude, yeah, I was rolling.
Custard elementals.
Yeah.
I almost just died from one cupcake.
Oh my gosh.
I feared for my life.
I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream there, and then we can do our recap. But yeah, that was a ton of fun. So
A great second sesh for sure.
alrighty, y'all.